Hope you all are doing well and good morning to you all. So, in the previous lecture, in the previous class, we have gone through the topic carbohydrates. But first, in the previous class, we started the chapter number 4, that is biochemistry. In this chapter, we have gone through the topic that what is basically biochemistry, what it deals with, and the first macromolecule that present in the living body, that is carbohydrate, we discussed in the previous class. Now, the second macromolecule, the second most important molecule that we are going to discuss in today's lecture is proteins. What is protein? So now let's start with the protein. Yes, proteins are the macromolecules found in all cells of living organisms. Yes, what is macromolecule? Macro means a large, and molecules mean molecules. So proteins are the large molecules that are found in all cells of living organisms. These are nitrogenous compounds. Nitrogenous compounds mean they are nitrogen containing compounds. In their structure, there must be a nitrogen present. Okay, so proteins are the nitrogenous compounds. The third point is proteins have central position in architecture and functioning of living matter. Yes, it is the basic or the central or the backbone macromolecule that is used for the living matter's architecture, for its production, and for its function. And they are composed of hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and very, very rarely sulfur and phosphorus. So these are the basic elements that compose the protein molecule. So by definition, what is protein? The polymer of amino acids are called protein. Polymer, what is polymer? Poly means many and mer means many molecules. So when many amino acids combine to each other, they form a large macromolecule known as protein. Okay. So what is protein? The polymer of amino acids are called protein. What is monomer and polymer? Macromolecular formed a simple unit called monomer. This is polymer. The long chain is known as polymer, and a single unit that is incorporated in this chain is known as monomer. Mono means one. When many monomers combine together, it forms what class? It forms a large chain that is known as polymer. So what is a protein? The protein is the polymer of amino acids. Now a question arises, sir, what is amino acids? How it can make a protein? So moving towards the next slide, you can clearly see that this is an amino acid. What is amino acids? Amino acids are monomer or building blocks of protein. Why we are saying it monomer? Because many amino acids monomer, when combined together, it forms a very long polymer chain that is known as protein, and it is the building block of protein because without it protein can't be formed. They are bifunctional. Bi means class 2, and functional groups means in chapter number 3 we have discussed the functional groups. So bifunctional means the amino acid is in a structure that contains the two functional groups. Okay, what how which functional groups? The one is basic, that is amino group, and the other one is acidic, that is carboxylic group. We discuss all these functional groups in a detail in chapter number 3 in our class. So up to 20 amino acids have been found in nature. 10 are essential and remaining are non-essential. Yes, in nature we have discovered the 20 different amino acids, and among these 20 amino acids, the 10 are essential one and the other 10 are non-essential. And remember that our body can only synthesize the non-essential amino acids by naturally process. But the question arises, then how the other essential amino acids form in our body, or where we can get it? So the essential amino acids can't be made or can't be produced in our body, but we can take it through our diet by eating those things, by eating those diets which contain a protein. And these diets can fulfill our desire or fulfill our requirement of essential amino acids, and rather less this, the non-essential are can only produce in our body. So you can see here clearly the general formula for amino acids. This is carbon, and this carbon chain contains a carboxyl group, the one group that is acidic and is known as carboxyl group, and the other one is basic group that is known as amino group. And here R is any carbon chain. Any carbon chain can be attached through this R. R is a symbol for alkyl vehicle. Okay, so this is the basic or the general structure for the amino acids, so general formula for amino acids, that it contains the bifunctional group, that is carboxylic group, and the amino group. Carboxylic is acidic and amino group is basic, and where R is a radical from through which any carbon chain can be attached. Moving towards our next slide. Peptide linkage. What is peptide linkage? You know what is condensation? Yes, class. Condensation is a type of process in which a water molecule is released. Condense. What is condense? Condense to produce a water. Okay. So the condensation is the process in which a water molecule is released through the compounds. So during the condensation of amino acids, the OH from the carboxyl group and H from the amino group. You can see here, this is carboxyl group and this is NH2 amino group. So from carboxyl group, this OH, and from amino group, this H combines together and forms a water molecule and released from the original molecule, and then a bonds form between the nitrogen and carbon that is represented as a red line, and this bond is known as peptide bond, or this type of linkage is known as peptide linkage. So now the question when comes in exam, or when an MCQs come in exam, that what type of linkage or what type of bond is present in the protein molecule. So you can easily answer it that the type of linkage or the type of bond that is present in between the amino acids to form a protein are known as peptide bond or peptide linkage. I hope you cleared this view. Now, what are basic sources of protein? Yes, class. It is not such a hard task. You know very well that the meat, the chicken, the egg yolk, the broccoli, tomatoes, milk, oil, and fish is rich in protein. Almonds, cheese, bread, yogurt, cabbage, and all these things that are see you can see on your screen are containing protein in their stock in their own. So by consuming these or by eating these type of diets that contains these type of stuff, so you can get the essential amino acids incorporated into your body. Okay. Now here another thing, that what are the uses of protein in our body or in our environment? So there are some uses of protein. You can first see here the animal protein can be found in meat. Yes, in meat, mutton, poultry, fish, and eggs. These all are the animal based diets, and these diets contains animal proteins, and we can consume them as a food since they are required for protoplasm production. What is protoplasm production? The protoplasm is a viscous liquid in our body that is used to produce new cells in our body. And without protein, a new cell can't be formed properly. So a protein is necessary for the production of protoplasm, for the production of cells. And in animal protein, we can find animal protein in meat, fish, poultry, chicken, eggs, etc. So the second use of protein is enzymes. Enzymes are proteins in nature. What are enzymes? Enzymes are the trigger factors for many chemical processes. Well, basically, what is chemical process? The chemical process is only initiated with the help of enzymes are called enzymatic chemical processes. That means if the enzyme is not present, the reaction cannot be proceed. So enzymes are necessary for the proceeding or for the initiating of these type of reactions, and enzymes are protein in nature. So the basic importance of protein is also that it initiates the several chemical processes, several functional processes in our body. Number third one use is they cure blood cancer as well as decrease bleeding. Yes, the protein also plays in a major role in curing the blood cancer and by decreasing the bleeding. And the fourth use is protein or hides. They are used in tanning process to create leather. Yes, protein are used in the tanning process of leather. What is tanning? You know that when the leathers come from the animal's skin, so it can be cleared first and it can be tanned first and then prepared goods from it. So the process of tanning use protein for the tanning of the leather, and this leather then in the end product you can get bags, shoes of leather, jackets, and but before their production the tanning process is done with the help of proteins. The fifth one is bones. Bones are rich in protein. You know that when bones are cooked, you know, when animal bones that you are in common language you can say nalli. Okay, when nalli biryani you have uh, very familiar with nalli biryani, and when you get to go to eat a nalli biryani, you can get that some type of gelatinous or some jelly like substance comes out from the bone marrow, from the hollow bone of any animal. So this bone when cooked produce gelatin, and this gelatin used in the bakery products and we also consume as a food. And the last, that is plants. Plants also produce proteins, such as we get pulses, we get beans, we get other legumes from the plants, and these plants manufacture proteins. Okay, and these all the beans, pulses, legumes are in our daily diet, and we use them or utilize them as a source of food. So this is all about the uses of protein, or all about the protein, that what is protein, how the protein is formed, what is amino acid, what type of linkage in between the amino acid present, what are the sources of protein, and what are basic the uses of protein in our body and around our body. So this is all about the topic protein, and I hope so that you guys are understood all the topics very clearly and you have a crystal clear views about these topics. And still if you have any query, if you have any kind of question or any sort of confusion regarding these topics, so you may ask me in your next class, and inshallah I will clear your all confusion and misunderstandings. Thank you so much students for your cooperation, for your giving for your precious time, and inshallah we'll meet you in your classroom. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Allah Hafiz.